So we got this 2025 BMW M5 Touring. We're doing a color change on it, and I've made the executive decision to try to do this one piece. I don't see a really good place to put an inlay. So what we're gonna actually attempt to do is, one, we're gonna bulk it. We're gonna kind of treat it like a kit installation by manipulating the film and creating baggage in areas like this, feeding the film into this area instead of bridging it, and then pivoting the excess material, because this is going to create a pinch because we're feeding it in here. So we're hoping to either tilt up or tilt down to help relax this area a little bit more. We're capable of doing this install in one piece. We've got my lovely assistant, Kyle McFeeters, who is obviously too busy to help get started. So we are using a wet, dry apply color change PPF. We're gonna do this install wet because anyone who's done color change films knows that a wet install looks significantly better than a dry install. I did cut an oversized piece for this. Go low. Yeah, I'm past. So typically with bulk installation, I would pre-stretch the material, but because I'm trying to create excess film in certain areas, I'm only going to stretch what I actually need so that, I have the material I want to, feed into areas like this. So we're kind of doing a hybrid install, treating it, custom installation, bulk, with like kit techniques. My goal is to get all the way into here. Still has tension in this area, but I pulled to this outside corner to relieve a lot of the fingers that I was looking for. And then my next move is actually gonna be, I'm gonna take this material and I'm going to stretch it back into this trunk area. Giving me a little bit more film to play with and making sure that I can, again, there's a lot less tension in this area now than there was. And I was able to remove a lot of the excess, specifically in this area. So again, this is pressed in, which this would be a big failure point if I just treated it like a custom install or a bulk installation. And so with this right here, but now it's gonna be fed right into this corner, also creating baggage to be wrapped in behind the reflector. Since we're trying to feed all the material in, every time you pull it back up, you risk creating an adhesive line. And on a high gloss color, it becomes extremely noticeable when you're doing something like that. Currently steaming, I'm primarily focusing on this edge right here because this is where the next pull is going to come from. And the last thing I want to happen is for it to snap off of this edge that is currently relaxed and pulling from back here, making, when I do the finished work, making this piece a lot harder to do. Let's try to pivot, swing up. Yeah, I'm gonna press this in. So the reason why we swung up is because when you swing, it's gonna bring more material into this section right here. You can see how loose this is now versus just yanking and pulling and creating a bridge point from here to here, and then creating so much tension in this area that it potentially can fail versus just shifting this material. And then once we get past this point, we'll pull it back and then we'll re-stretch to eliminate a lot of the baggage we created up here. Before we go to the other side, is we don't want to create a dry line right in this area. So as you can see, even after I cut it, it's fully relaxed because we fed this in. This will last and will hold just because of the techniques that we're putting into place to ensure that longevity. Technically, the easy part is done because the first side is the easy side, because now I gotta figure out how to replicate it on the other side. M5, all done, reassembled, made sure everything worked. In the video, we wanted to one-piece this. There's a lot of planning involved with it, like full disassembly, and then thinking about how we're going to install it to reduce the amount of tension that would be in like problematic failure areas. So this was one of the first panels that I did on this car, and then it was able to sit for the rest of the week, just so that we could check in. Everything still looks absolutely amazing on this. We got the parking sensors wrapped and pressed in, and I mean, it's done. Looks great.